Robin Williams, the man who made the world laugh, whose comedic genius brightened the darkest days of millions. But behind his infectious humor, there was a pain so deep, a struggle so hidden, that it remained out of sight even to those closest to him. The world saw him as a source of joy, yet few knew the inner demons he was fighting. How could the man who brought so much happiness to others be silently torn apart by sadness? This is the heartbreaking truth about Robin Williams, the pain behind the laughter. If you remember Robin Williams and his unforgettable legacy, like and share this video to honor his life. Robin Williams was born on July 21st, 1951 in Chicago, Illinois, to Robert Williams Sr., an auto executive, and Lori Williams, a former model and scriptwriter. From an early age, Williams experienced a sense of isolation and loneliness, as his father's demanding career kept him often absent, and his mother struggled with her own emotional challenges. Growing up in a wealthy family, he still felt disconnected, often relying on his imagination to create his own sense of belonging. His family moved around frequently, which only added to his feelings of instability. As a child, Williams wasn't particularly outstanding in academics, but he was a gifted performer. His sense of humor was a way to cope with the loneliness he often felt. He would use his humor to mask his insecurities, which became a defining trait in his life. His family's frequent relocations didn't help him build lasting friendships, and Robin was often left to his own devices. He would spend hours perfecting his impersonations and developing his comedic style, which later became one of his trademarks. Williams attended Detroit Country Day School, where he became involved in acting and found a creative outlet, but it wasn't until he was a teenager that he truly began to find his voice as a comedian. His love for performing only deepened as he got older, despite the emotional distance he felt from his family. He was a quiet, introverted young man who often struggled with the expectations placed on him. Robin's early years were filled with conflict and emotional turmoil, but it was through these struggles that he found his ultimate calling. During his high school years, Williams had to confront the weight of his family's expectations, while also dealing with his own inner battles. He was never quite able to reconcile the expectation to follow a traditional path with his overwhelming desire to perform. These early years laid the foundation for a lifetime of emotional challenges. Robin Williams would later speak about his difficult relationship with his father, who he claimed never truly understood his passion for acting and comedy. His mother, on the other hand, was a source of support. While their relationship was strained at times, especially during his rebellious teenage years, it was clear that she recognized his potential. She encouraged his love for comedy and supported him when he decided to pursue acting as a career. However, Robin's feelings of inadequacy and his internal battles would continue to haunt him, pushing him to constantly strive for approval and validation, even from the people who were supposed to love him unconditionally. Robin's early life wasn't all tragedy. There were moments of joy and lightness, particularly when he discovered the world of improvisational comedy. His sense of humor and quick wit made him a natural fit for the stage, and he soon joined the ranks of local theater productions. The stage became a sanctuary for him, a place where he could escape his inner demons, even if only temporarily. It was here that he began to develop the skills that would eventually make him a household name. After high school, Williams enrolled at Claremont McKenna College in California, intending to study political science. However, his true passion was always acting, so he transferred to the College of Marin, where he began studying theater. His decision to pursue acting full-time was a bold one, but it wasn't without its challenges. He often faced financial instability and the harsh realities of being a young actor in a competitive industry. Nonetheless, Robin Williams was determined to make it, and he never wavered from his dream. By the time he was in his 20s, Williams had moved to New York City, where he studied at the Juilliard School under the guidance of famed acting teacher John Houseman. It was during his time at Juilliard that Robin's comedic talent truly blossomed. His ability to improvise, his sharp wit, and his flair for physical comedy made him a standout student. But even then, Robin struggled with feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. He was always seeking approval, trying to meet the standards set by others, especially his family. Williams's time at Juilliard was transformative, but it was also a period of intense personal reflection. He was constantly battling with his inner demons, questioning his worth, and feeling that he was never truly enough. These feelings of inadequacy would follow him throughout his life, often serving as both a source of motivation and a deep well of pain. Despite his success in acting school, Williams was never fully able to let go of his insecurities. After completing his studies at Juilliard, Robin Williams moved to Los Angeles to pursue his career in entertainment. He quickly found himself thrust into the competitive world of stand-up comedy, where his raw talent and unique style made him an immediate success. But the path to stardom was far from easy. In his early days, Williams performed at small clubs, often struggling to make ends meet. His performances were a blend of frenetic energy, sharp wit, and poignant vulnerability, making him a one-of-a-kind performer. His breakthrough came in the late 1970s when he was cast as the alien Mork in the hit TV show Mork and Mindy. The role catapulted him into the limelight, and the show became an instant success. His portrayal of Mork, an eccentric and lovable alien, showcased his ability to blend humor with heartfelt emotion. His charm, quirky humor, and infectious energy made him a household name, and soon, he was the hottest star in Hollywood. However, as Williams's career began to soar, so did the pressures and expectations. The success of Mork and Mindy was just the beginning, but it was also a double-edged sword. While the show made him famous, it also pushed him further into the spotlight, leading to the relentless pressures of fame. Despite his popularity, Williams struggled with the very thing that made him a star: his need to make others laugh. The weight of always having to be funny began to take a toll on him, and his inner turmoil grew. During this period, Robin Williams began experimenting with drugs and alcohol, seeking ways to cope with the pressures of fame and his personal demons. The addiction became a recurring theme throughout his life, as he used substances to numb the pain of his past and the anxiety of his future. His addiction took a heavy toll on both his personal life and his career. Yet, despite his struggles, Williams continued to create, continuing to deliver performances that resonated with audiences on a deep emotional level. In the early 1980s, Williams began transitioning into film, landing roles in major Hollywood movies like Good Morning Vietnam, 1987, Dead Poets Society, 1989, and The Fisher King, 1991. His performances were critically acclaimed, earning him several nominations for prestigious awards, including an Academy Award nomination. Robin Williams was no longer just a comedian. He was an actor who could bring depth and complexity to every role he played. Williams's versatility as an actor was on full display, as he easily transitioned between comedy and drama, effortlessly switching between the two with a depth of emotion that few performers could match. Whether he was playing the lovable radio DJ in Good Morning Vietnam or the inspiring teacher in Dead Poets Society, Williams captivated audiences with his ability to evoke both laughter and tears. His work was recognized by critics and fans alike, and his career continued to flourish. But as his success grew, so did his personal struggles. His battle with addiction intensified, and the pressure of fame became overwhelming. Robin Williams was a man who had it all: fame, fortune, and adoration. Yet he was unable to escape the darkness within. The joy he gave to others was a fragile mask for the pain he carried. His journey to success was one of highs and lows, but ultimately it was a journey that he could never fully navigate without confronting the demons that plagued him. Robin Williams' rise to stardom wasn't just a moment in the spotlight, it was a phenomenon that reverberated across the world. His performances, both comedic and dramatic, showcased a range of talent that few could match. Through his versatility, he brought warmth, joy, and depth to every role he played, which made him not only a beloved comedian but a respected actor as well. His career was marked by iconic performances that shaped the entertainment industry. His role as Mork and Mindy revolutionized TV comedy, introducing audiences to a brand of zany humor mixed with vulnerability that was unprecedented at the time. Robin's portrayal of Mork, an alien who comes to Earth to learn about human life, became an instant hit. His rapid-fire delivery, boundless energy, and ability to effortlessly slip into characters made him a fan favorite. As his career expanded, so did his repertoire of roles. Williams went on to star in films that became cultural touchstones, such as Good Morning Vietnam, 1987, where he played Adrian Cronauer, a radio DJ in Vietnam during the war. His comedic timing, combined with a deep sensitivity to the backdrop of war, earned him critical acclaim. The film cemented his status as a dramatic actor capable of balancing humor with profound emotional depth. In Dead Poets Society, 1989, Williams delivered one of his most iconic roles as John Keating, an English teacher who inspires his students to think for themselves and live life to the fullest. The film's tagline, Carpe Diem, became a rallying cry for those who sought to break free from conventional thinking, and Williams' performance was both inspiring and heart-wrenching. His portrayal of Keating captured the spirit of a teacher who, despite his own battles, saw the potential in his students and encouraged them to seize the day. Yet it was Mrs. Doubtfire, 1993, that further solidified his place in cinematic history. In this comedy, Williams played a father who disguises himself as an elderly woman to spend time with his children after a divorce. The film showcased Williams' gift for physical comedy, as well as his ability to balance the lighthearted with the poignant. The role earned him widespread acclaim and further expanded his reach to family audiences. For his efforts, Williams received numerous accolades, including an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for his performance in Good Will Hunting, 1997. His portrayal of Dr. Sean McGuire, a therapist who helps a troubled math genius confront his past, was both tender and transformative. It was a moment of validation for Williams, as it was the first time he received the recognition of his peers in the form of an Oscar. Williams's acceptance speech was deeply emotional, with the actor thanking the people who had helped him along his journey, including his late father, who had never seen him achieve his dreams. Beyond the accolades and awards, Williams's contributions to comedy and acting were immeasurable. His stand-up routines were legendary, filled with rapid-fire impersonations, social commentary, and raw, emotional vulnerability. His live performances showcased his incredible improvisational skills, turning every show into a unique experience. Audiences were drawn not just to his humor, but to the heart and soul that he poured into each performance. His stand-up specials, such as Robin Williams' Live on Broadway 2002, captured his unique style of blending humor with deeply personal insights, making him one of the most revered stand-up comics of his generation. Williams's influence extended beyond the silver screen and stage. His voice brought beloved characters to life in animated films like Aladdin, 1992, where he voiced the genie, a role that became synonymous with his comedic genius. His performance as the playful and unpredictable genie earned him a place in the hearts of audiences young and old. His ability to create a character that was both whimsical and heartfelt remains one of his most enduring legacies. Despite all his success, Williams's achievements were never about the awards or the fame. It was about the impact he had on people's lives. His work, his humor, and his kindness touched the hearts of millions. He was not just an entertainer, he was a lifeline for many who found solace in his performances. Robin Williams had an extraordinary ability to bring laughter and light into the darkest corners of people's lives, even when he himself was struggling with his inner demons. As Robin Williams' star continued to rise, so did the shadows in his life. Beneath the surface of his laughter and joy, a deep personal struggle was taking place. Williams had always been open about his battles with addiction, but as his career reached its zenith, his personal struggles began to take an increasingly heavy toll on him. While his professional life was filled with accolades and admiration, his personal life was filled with turmoil. Williams first struggled with addiction in the late 1970s, during the height of his fame on Mork and Mindy. He was introduced to cocaine by a fellow comedian, and for years he battled the destructive grip of the drug. His addiction became an open secret in Hollywood, and it wasn't until he reached a breaking point that he sought help. In 1982, after a series of difficult personal events, Williams checked himself into rehab for the first time. It was a major turning point in his life, but even after getting sober, he continued to battle with the underlying issues that had contributed to his substance abuse. In the years that followed, Williams would periodically relapse, struggling to maintain his sobriety as the pressures of fame, family life, and his own internal demons weighed heavily on him. He openly spoke about how addiction was a constant battle and how he used substances as a means of coping with the overwhelming anxiety and depression that plagued him. Yet, even as he fought these battles, Williams remained a beloved figure, and his fans had no idea of the pain he was hiding behind his smile. The late 2000s brought another wave of difficulty for Williams. His marriage to his second wife, Marcia Garces, ended in divorce, and his personal life became increasingly unstable. The pressures of work and the struggles with his mental health began to weigh even more heavily on him. He was open about his struggles with depression and anxiety, but those closest to him still didn't understand the depths of his pain. Williams's mental health challenges were further complicated by a series of health issues that began to surface in the early 2010s. He started experiencing physical symptoms that were troubling, but doctors couldn't pinpoint the exact cause. His memory was beginning to fail, and he found himself struggling to complete even basic tasks. This gradual decline in his health weighed heavily on him, and he became more withdrawn as his sense of self began to erode. In 2014, after years of suffering and silence, Robin Williams was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. This devastating diagnosis explained many of the physical symptoms he had been experiencing, but it was also a cruel reminder of how fleeting life can be. He was also dealing with severe depression, which only worsened as he grappled with his diagnosis. At this point, Williams was no longer the man who had brought laughter to millions. He was a man facing an internal battle that even his formidable talent could not overcome. On August 11, 2014, Robin Williams took his own life. His death shocked the world, leaving his fans, friends, and family devastated. The news of his passing was met with an outpouring of grief from all corners of the globe. For many, Williams was not just a comedian. He was a symbol of joy, laughter, and hope. His death was a painful reminder that even the brightest stars can burn out in the darkest of ways. The aftermath of Williams' death revealed the depth of his internal struggles. It was later discovered that he had been suffering from Lewy body dementia, a neurodegenerative disease that causes severe cognitive decline and is often misdiagnosed as Parkinson's disease or depression. This revelation only deepened the tragedy of his death, as it became clear that Williams had been battling a debilitating disease that took away his sense of self long before his passing. The final months of Robin Williams' life were filled with a sense of overwhelming uncertainty. Despite his enduring success and the love he received from his fans, the man who once lit up stages and screens with his unmatched humor and charisma struggled silently with an unseen affliction. His diagnosis of Lewy body dementia only deepened his pain as he began to lose himself in ways he could not control. The laughter that had been his trademark for so long was silenced, and in its place, he faced the harsh reality of mental and physical deterioration. Robin Williams passed away on August 11, 2014, at the age of 63, a devastating loss to the world. His death was ruled a suicide, a heartbreaking and final chapter to a life that had been filled with so much joy and laughter. His family and friends were left reeling, unable to fully grasp how a man who had given so much to the world could find himself in such unbearable pain. In the wake of his death, his widow, Susan Schneider Williams, revealed that Robin had been suffering from severe cognitive decline due to Lewy body dementia, which had likely contributed to his depression and anxiety. The disease, which can cause hallucinations, memory loss, and confusion, had taken a toll on his mind long before his final moments. His family described how he had struggled with the physical symptoms of the disease, including tremors, lack of coordination, and trouble with speech. What remained clear was that, despite his immense success, Williams was haunted by something far greater than what the world had known. Though Robin Williams had often been a beacon of light for others, it was evident that he could not escape the darkness that had consumed him. In his final days, he was said to be at peace with his diagnosis, but still struggled deeply with the emotional and psychological toll of the disease. Despite his challenges, Williams's final words to his loved ones were filled with love and appreciation for the moments they shared. He left behind a message not of despair, but one of gratitude for the people who had stood by him through his struggles. Robin Williams' death sparked a massive outpouring of love and grief from fans, friends, and colleagues worldwide. The tributes were endless, with countless people expressing their admiration and affection for the man who had touched their lives in so many profound ways. It was clear that his influence reached far beyond his comedic genius. His authenticity, kindness, and generosity of spirit had left an indelible mark on the world. In the years following his death, his legacy has only continued to grow. Robin Williams' name has become synonymous with the ability to make people laugh, but it has also come to symbolize the importance of addressing mental health. His struggles with depression, addiction, and dementia have prompted many to reflect on the need for greater understanding and compassion when it comes to mental health issues. His passing served as a powerful reminder that, even for those who seem to have everything, the fight for mental and emotional well-being is real and ongoing. The life of Robin Williams was one of extraordinary highs and tragic lows. His incredible talent, boundless energy, and heartwarming charisma made him a beloved figure in the world of entertainment. Yet behind his infectious smile, he battled personal demons that were unseen by the world. Despite his success, Robin Williams could not escape the pain that had followed him throughout his life, whether in the form of addiction, depression, or a debilitating illness that robbed him of his sense of self. But even in the face of immense suffering, Robin Williams left behind a legacy that transcends his personal struggles. His ability to bring joy to others, to make people laugh and think, and to inspire generations of performers and fans will never be forgotten. His roles in film, television, and stand-up comedy continue to resonate, not just for their humor, but for the emotional depth and authenticity he brought to each character. Robin Williams' life and work remain a testament to the power of laughter, the importance of mental health awareness, and the profound impact one individual can have on the world. His death was a painful reminder that even the brightest stars can struggle in the dark, and that we must never take for granted the people in our lives who make us laugh, smile, and feel understood. Robin Williams may no longer be with us, but his memory, his spirit, and his incredible body of work will live on forever. As fans, we can honor his legacy by not only remembering the laughter he gave us, but by recognizing the pain that he, like so many others, faced in silence. Please share your thoughts and memories of Robin Williams in the comments below. If you were touched by his work, consider subscribing to continue honoring his legacy with us.